Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Tonight, a violent start to the weekend across the Denver metro. Overnight in Lakewood, police say a teenage boy is in critical condition after a shooting at a party. This happened around 4 in the morning on Garrison Street, not far from the intersection of Colfax and Kipling. Police say there was a party, which ended with a fight and eventually a shooting. We do not know the teenage victim's exact age, but we're told he went to the hospital in critical condition. Police think this was an isolated situation with no ongoing threat to the public. In Denver, police say a teenage boy died after another young person shot him. This happened last night around 10:30 on North Walnut at 38th. This is near the Rhino Beer Garden in Denver. The 17-year-old victim died at the hospital. Police say the boys did know each other. They have a suspect in custody on investigation of manslaughter. We do not know the suspect's age, just that he is younger than 18. And in Aurora, police say a teenage boy got seriously hurt after a fight led to a chase and ended with a shooting. Police say it started a little after midnight at a gas station in Denver. There were young people in 2 different cars arguing with each other. One of the drivers started chasing the other onto 33rd Place at Abilene Street in Aurora. That's basically where 225 meets 70. That's where the shooting happened. Police say the teenage victim should survive his injuries, and there were 3 other people in that same car. 2 young adults and some other kid under 18. Police do not have much information about the shooting suspect, but they do not believe the suspect and the victim knew each other. One family is without a home tonight after a fire in Denver spread to 3 houses. This happened a little before noon at 39th and Clay today. Firefighters say 6 sheds or detached garages also burned. Most of the house damage is mostly exterior building damage.
The reports that we have received is homeowners heard a couple pops and then multiple homeowners reported an explosion. After the explosion, that's when they were all greeted with a large body of fire.
Firefighters are still looking into exactly how this fire started. Nobody got hurt. It's been a week now since an apartment building in southeast Denver caught fire, leaving several people without a home. Strong winds last weekend fueled this fire and made it a tough one to put out. A dozen families still can't go home. And one of those families shared a warning with our 9 News reporter Evan Krugel about the renter's insurance they thought they had.
By what I hear, everything caved in.
1 week after flames burned through this building.
And that was my daughter's room, the living room.
Gilbert Torres and his family still can't get close.
Pretty devastated.
Their home, one of 12 damaged in the fire, all of them off limits as firefighters investigate a cause.
It's just a waiting game, and at this point, I don't know what's going to happen.
Gilbert says the fire was an absolute shock.
Yeah.
But they were in for another surprise when they went back to check on their renter's insurance policy.
Yeah, it just has us in shock because we're not covered in anything at all.
Gilbert says they purchased the policy through the Tava Waters complex while signing their lease. An extra $14 a month they assumed would cover them from something catastrophic like this.
But how it was explained to us was you can either get your own insurance or you can use ours. So we were like, okay, we'll just make it easy. We'll use yours.
Everybody that goes with their insurance, it only covers the structure of the building and their personal property only, nothing for us.
To make matters worse, Gilbert says Tava Waters has been unable to move them into an ADA-accessible unit for his daughter Alexis, so they're sleeping on a family member's living room floor.
But yeah, it's just a really hard time for me and my family, you know.
He says he's thankful they weren't home at the time of the fire, but says he's disappointed the complex hasn't done more to help.
Not a cent.
He says he doesn't know what they're going to do as they wait to find out if anything survived the fire.
Devastation. There's no words to explain the devastation that my family's going through. Not just my family, but other families.
Now, we did reach out to Tava Waters for comment. So far, no response. Gilbert's family has set up a fundraiser to help with all of this. We have a link to that on our website. Evan Krugel, 9 News.
Evan, thank you. Let's take a live look outside on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Really warming up today. Let's bring in our Lauren Robinson to walk us through rest of the weekend forecast and into next week.
That's right. It's actually one of those days where I'm happy to be outside in the 9 News backyard. I have the sun shining on me. It's warm out here. I'm blocked from any sort of breeze. It's a beautiful afternoon to be outside. So if you have those outdoor activities planned for either today or even into tomorrow, I say enjoy them while you can, because we do have several chances for rain moving into next week. Right now, it looks like our high so far at DIA has been 76 degrees. That's well above our seasonal high near 61 degrees for this time of year. The rest of the Front Range and Eastern Plains made it to the middle to upper 70s, 80s, even as you make your way to the east. We see a high of 80 degrees, or 88 degrees in Ray and in Lamar, 85 down in Springfield. The high country is still pretty warm as well, 50s and 60s, not too bad for that area. And then the western slope has seen highs in the upper 60s to upper 70s. Now we take a look at our current temperatures, not too different from our afternoon highs since we're still in that afternoon territory, but we're in the 70s across most of the urban corridor. Those middle 80s across the plains have cooled down to lower 80s in most spots. 50s and 60s continue off to the west. Now, we take a look at our HD Doppler radar. There's a large system you can see off the coast of San Francisco there, pushing into California. That's going to move its way over Colorado as we make our way into the next work week. In the meantime, we do have a dry and warm weekend ahead, so that's why I say enjoy these next few days, but do so responsibly, because we do have high fire danger, especially across the southeastern corner of the state, where we have red flag warnings in effect today and tomorrow. And then that beige color you see is going to be a fire weather watch. That'll be in effect for Monday. All of these areas are going to see very dry air paired with gusty winds, and as we know, that increases that fire weather danger. So moving ahead to my 7-day forecast, we're going to talk about warm weekend weather. We are going to talk more about that fire weather danger to the south, and we're going to talk about several chances for rain as we move into the next week. I'll have all of those details for you just ahead.
Plenty to talk about, Lauren. Thank you. By the end of this year, there should be some gates blocking off cars from Lookout Mountain at night. Jeffco Open Space shared an update on the timeline this week, saying they plan to have those gates installed and operational by November 11th this year. Park officials at that beloved Jeffco Park say they've been dealing with increasing problems on the mountain during nighttime hours when the park is technically closed. Speeding cars, vandalism, parties with lots of drugs and booze and trash left over, even fires. It's bad enough they decided they want to close about 4 miles of the mountain roadway at nighttime using new gates. So cars won't have access overnight, but cyclists and pedestrians can still get through. We know stolen cars is a really big problem across Denver. Now police are trying to help prevent car thefts for one of the most commonly stolen types, Hyundais. This weekend at Empower Field, anybody with a Hyundai can come and get a free anti-theft software update and a steering wheel lock. You do not have to register in advance. This runs until 6 o'clock tonight. You got about another hour, and then from 8 until 2 tomorrow.